more towards the hand of MnM. But I mean, if Reason can take this one, and we see Cash come up once again. Cash, very similar to Mirage, once again, a little bit more Pug style, and we haven't seen them play on it yet. So, you know, I think if Reason can long it out and manage to get that far, Cash is one that is going to lend itself to them quite favorably, and we do see them pick up the knife, which will allow them to choose which side they start on, of course. Yep. So that's going to be kind of, you know, already a little bit more of an advantage as they head into what we consider to be their chance of getting back into this.
Yeah, absolutely. If first place is a chocolate factory, then Mirage is their golden ticket, I think is the way to say it. Reason, they do manage to grab themselves a knife round, and that means that they're going to be able to select which side. Looks like the CT side is going to be their choice here. So unlike their opponents in MnM Gaming, they're not ones to try and set the pace for a game. They're ones that want to sit back and kind of work out what MnM's strategy is going to be, work out how this map is going to play out, and head in with those USPs. I mean, certainly if you want to be winning the pistol, I'd say going for that CT side is always going to be the way to go. The USPs can just be so powerful if you can find the right fights. But here we go, fight already kicking off. Aaron starts things off right, though. Finds a headshot onto Bishop, and he's going to be looking for more as well as he finds himself a USP. Looks for Cryptix, but will get shut down in the end. Cryptix traded straight on back, though, and it's 2 versus 3. Reason Gaming losing out in this one, and Keo makes sure that that is the case. Finds one. Robin Nasty on the scene. Can he finish him off? Keo has to reload, but still manages to survive. Looking for the headshot. Doesn't quite find his target, though. Looking for the bursts as well. Robin Nasty finally gets outnumbered, and it's going to be Jenko that finishes him off. MnM, they take the first round.
Yep, every player contributing a frag there in that first round. Bomb goes down in mid, which was an interesting kind of situation for them to be in. Reason looking like they could have made that one happen as they do get the bomb down. And if they could have held that off a little bit more favorably, if they didn't lose 2 players in apps, that was kind of the difference maker into that. Losing the 2 guys towards, I believe it was Cryptix and Bishop, or Rattlesnake, if I remember correctly. They're the 2 that go down in towards the apartments. And the second you do that, bomb being down in mid, relatively relatively a null factor because you find yourself in a 2 versus 4. So we're only heading now to the second round. It's a 4-spire on the cards for Reason Gaming. We have got a few Deagles in play, and other than that, just a few CZs and 5.7s across the board. MnM, they've bought up. We've got 2 rifles and 3 SMGs to try and farm up some cash on the T side.
Well, it's going to be Keo kicking things off there with the MAC-10 onto Rom, and you would expect MnM to be able to take this round. Bishop, though, making sure that's not going to be the case. Rattlesnake finds one as well, but it's 3 versus 3 now. The rifles and SMGs should reign supreme here against a CZ and a 5.7, but we know that that's not always the case. Cryptix, once again in this series between Reason and MnM, finds himself the last man standing up against the squad of MnM. This time, only with a 5.7 to work with, though, so this should be too much of a task for him to really achieve much, but certainly could look for an exit frag, maybe try and find a rifle for himself, but we'll see. Aaron hanging out over towards Connector, so he could maybe be Cryptix prey. Cryptix looking to set up an ambush here. I'm not sure if anyone's going to go this way, though.
Yeah, there are 2 AKs on the back of MnM, and as they make their way up mid, he might be able to find something. They don't actually check short. And as a result, he's pushing out late. He's going to get spotted by Aaron, and now just has to run away and save. He does keep the 5.7 in armor into round number 3, but I mean, that's not really a silver lining, more of kind of a copper lining. I wouldn't really say it's got the value of silver.
It's
but
like a zinc lining.
Yeah, it is still something.
It's like
you can't discredit him too much. He does still keep the 5.7, and they can, as a result, try and make something happen on the back of it. But I mean, he's only 1 man, and that must be kind of how he feels at the minute. You know, I am only 1 man. What can I do against MnM? The rest of the team not chipping in as much as he would have liked. So we're only heading now to round number 3. You can see they've still got the 2 rifles from the previous round, and they've kept with the whole 3 SMG vibe. They're making their way towards B, and the stack on towards A completely misread as, while the whole map just divided in half. We can see MnM right now, they get that bomb down for free. They have plenty of time to get into post-plant positions, and it shouldn't be too hard for them to read into this. I mean, you know, they're probably thinking, where are Reason? Well, they're not anywhere, so they're probably coming from behind. And, well, we can see right now, Reason probably just going to be trying to play for some exit frags. Robin Nasty does find one, and Keo in mid. So able to get 1 for their troubles, but the trade does come through.
Certainly does. Aaron shuts him on down in the end. It was a good little bit of play from Cryptix and Robin Nasty, sorry, to be able to take out Kiyoshima. Stanley here with the AK though. He's looking to push in against Rom and Cryptix, but I think he might just get his head taken off if he does. Rattlesnake pushing forwards, but we'll find that there is a player behind him. Mole shuts him down with just a Glock. 3 headshots on the scoreboard right there at the end for MnM. And that is also going to be a 3rd round for them, but here we go. Reason now going to be buying up. They've got an AWP in the hands of Rom, no less. So some serious firepower to be working with. Not as much utility as they would have liked here, but still definitely a winnable round for them. Mole only going to have that UMP in hand, so this actually could look pretty good for Reason if they're able to, you know, play up to the par that we expect from this caliber of players.
Yeah, no, definitely so. And once we continue into this one, we can see mid-aggression coming in from MnM. There's 2 players forcing their way out in the form of Keo and Aaron. Mole, meanwhile, over towards Ramp, exerting some pressure out towards A with that UMP. He's just there to prevent any rotates over towards any of the sites. As you can see, MnM, they're focusing their attention in towards mid, looking like they're going to be trying to split out on towards this A site, potentially. And with Aaron making his way down aggressively in towards Cubby. That nade finding good damage as well out on a Rattlesnake. It's not going to be looking too good, as we can see Reason they're being slowly but surely muscled out of mid with the utility. It's ultimately going to be prevailing. Rattlesnake able to find one. Should get traded out here. Aaron does good damage and finds the frag eventually, but is going to get tagged down low in the process. So mid, they're not getting it for free. It is being very much contested right now for the side of Reason Gaming. Mole's going to take some damage as well in towards A. Right now, the advantage actually leading the way of Reason into this one.
Yeah, for sure. It's 4 versus 4, but when you look at the health bars, there's a couple of players on this lineup of MnM that, you know, a tree falling, branch falling from a tree would take them out at this stage. Aaron going to push up through Palace, but it's going to be Robin Nasty just laying in wait for him. Bishop on the scene as well. It looks like the A site has been selected here by MnM. Couple of players looking to push in from Tetris right now as one comes from Connector, but Bishop is waiting for them. There's Rob with the AWP and a second for Bishop as well. Reason, much earlier in this game, find themselves on the scoreboard. They've got some money to work with and rifles from the last round. This is what we needed to see on Cobblestone.
Yeah, definitely so. Especially when you look at the players that are contributing. I mean, we've got Bishop, Robin, and Rattlesnake all kind of in the upper echelon of the scoreboard right now. Cryptix and Rom actually at the bottom, but I mean, Cryptix did die early in the previous round, so not much more you can really say about that. We can see, though, the right players are stepping up into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's super important that Rattlesnake specifically is at the top of the scoreboard, because we've been saying how he is kind of one of these players that the rest of the team needs to look up to, needs to lean on. But on the first map, he was only able to get 5 frags on the map.
Yeah, I mean, he's nearly already got more than that within the first 5 rounds of this one. Currently sitting on 2 frags. Wants to try and get a couple more. Stanley's going to be going down in mid, though, as he finds the bullet to Rom's AWP. And now they have to try and play with this man disadvantage. We can see MnM, they're still focusing on this mid-aggression as the smoke does land in window. Bishop trying to watch it from Connector. The crossfire set up with Cryptix over towards short. MnM playing right into their hands here as they try to push up, grab this short aggression. And Aaron actually going to make his way towards the ladder room. Should be able to grab some control of window, some slight margin of advantage, potentially leaning back the way of MnM despite being a man down.
Aaron starts this round off right. That AK in hand and looks for Cryptix, but can't find the frag in the end. So it's 2 going the way of Reason all in all. Aaron the first one to drop. As well, but that is going to be a nice shot coming out from Rom as well. 2 players remaining on this terrorist side. MnM not going to be able to get this one on the board, or maybe they are as Jenko finds one onto Rom. That should not be a kill that he ever wins out. And here we go, 2 versus 1. Jenko is the man to do it though. 2 kills on the round already, and he's going to be able to get this bomb down, but immediately you see these players rush on into him. Cryptix will find the kill. In the end, the headshot going his way, and Reason will be able to get that round. A crucial round to win. You know, they should have been winning that round, but when Rom went down holding that AWP, when that headshot came out from Jenko, I kind of saw Reason's life flash before my eyes.
Well, I mean, what we saw was just panic. I think, you know, suddenly you lose that advantage, you lose Rom with the AWP. He's been a fairly pivotal player into that round. And Jenko, I mean, when he's landing shots like that, that's terrifying in its own right. He's, such a key player to the side of MnM. And if he's on form, then that is a truly scary prospect indeed. This round, though, he's going to be dying first in towards mid. They're shutting down any little bastion of hope left glistening within him, as it's going to be the man advantage now going the way of Reason. One round the difference right now between these 2 teams. And what we can see, Anna, they are relegated down onto the Eco. A few deals and a P2 and 2 P250s on the back of Mole and Stanley to try and make things work. It is looking like they want to try and focus some attention in towards B. As they lose Keo over towards A, the fake should be somewhat obvious. We can see right now they're making their way in through lower tunnel, trying to exert some pressure. Rattlesnake actually falls down, and while talking about being fed to the walls, never mind, Bishop turns up though, finds 3 frags to remedy the shortcomings, sadly, of Rattlesnake, who you know, was he just fed himself there. A little bit of a slip of the foot, falls down. And, you know, you're face to face with just 3 terrifying gentlemen.
Yeah, and luckily his teammate was there to capitalize. Bishop with 4 kills in that round. And really kind of leading the charge for Reason Gaming right now. We've got an even scoreline though, but Jenko is not happy with that one as he finds himself an entry frag. Rob just going to be pushing up quite aggressive here in Palace, using that AWP. Mole might just be able to take advantage of that, but the smoke going to go down and Rob decides to back away over towards CT spawn. And can't say I blame him for that one. He's going to stick around on this site, though. Just trying to find a good angle to cover here. Needs to actually pick his angle at this rate, though, because they might just be pushing fairly soon.
He's moving around, keeping the tyres warm. That's what they do in F1, I think. I don't know. I've never watched. But yeah, it is going to be the bad advantage going the way of MnM as they make their way out on towards the A site. Smokes and flashes covering the approach. Molotov's being used, though, to try and slow things down. Does mean that this push is going to be hampered quite substantially as the smoke's already starting to fade out of existence. Jenko is going to be the linchpin into this, watching mid for the aggression, going to be able to catch them out on the rotate, but he's not going to have anyone offer to him just yet. Bishop trying to cover the Palace approach. That smoke going to completely block out that avenue of approach. And we can already see they're trying to play around these smokes that have been landing for the side of Reason right now, but it has completely delayed this push. All the aggression completely stopped. It's going to be Stanley to find that frag, and that has kickstarted the engine, of MnM. Finds a second as well. Rattlesnake's going to fall now. It's all on Rom and Cryptics. And well, suddenly this whole thing's been flipped on its head, and it's looking like an almost impossible situation to come back from.
Yeah, Rom still hanging around with this AWP. We'll see whether he's actually going to be able to find anyone, though. Using this 5-7 as he heads towards the B site. Looking for a way out of this situation. Tags down the player down heavily, but Stanley shuts him down in the end. AK reigns supreme over that 5-7. 1 HP remaining, though. That was so close to going the other way, but Rom ends up losing out that AWP, and that means Jenko's going to be happy to grab that one for himself. Cryptic's here, just trying his best to hold on to this rifle, but the hunt is on. It's going to be Aaron looking for him here as he peeks around the corner. Will get shut down, though. Cryptic's does find that kill for himself, gets tagged up, just desperately waiting for the round to end, but Keo finds him with the AWP, and Reason will be eliminated. MnM on a bit of a mission there, just to make sure nobody can come through into the next round.
Yeah, like a moth to a flame. You just saw MnM converging on his position in towards that B site. They don't want to let him take anything. They can't be any semblance of a bastion of hope on the side of Reason. That could simply not be allowed to exist. They have to keep punishing them as much as they can, and that's exactly what we just saw then. It's 3-4 currently. The round advantage now going back to favor of MnM as they retake the lead. Things were tied up, and we actually still have yet to see Reason be in the lead throughout either one of these maps. So, you know, it was looking like it could have been happening sooner rather than later, but that's not going to be the case. As MnM, they put up the advantage once again. Rom going to be falling in towards that A site. It's going to be the man advantage now going the way of MnM. Rattlesnake trying to trade things out back into a 4-on-4. Does find one, but Keo takes down Rom first to keep the man advantage going the way of MnM and win them the A site.
Bomb is down now. Bishop going to be playing from CT spawn, just waiting for the rest of his team to rotate over. Rattlesnake has found Stanley, gets a nice little headshot to kick things off. Will grab himself an AK as well, so now 3 versus 3. This is a doable round. Aaron gets flashed and will get finished off by Bishop. The shot misses from Jenko. The AWPer on the scene right there will get tagged out by the frag, and Rattlesnake finishes him off with a wallbang headshot. Keo suddenly finds himself alone, and Rattlesnake apparently just needed a warm-up. The bomb is on the site. It will be defused, though, by Bishop, and there we have it. Reason equalize once more. Rattlesnake with a 4K for himself. We've been rattling on about the Snake, and well, he's finally starting to step up.
Yeah, I mean, in that one round, he almost got more frags than he did in the entire first game. Yeah. Only 1 kill away. So, yeah, it does mean, you know, he could potentially be having a nice return to form here, and that's exactly what Reason need. We can already see the fruits of that effort. It's 4-4 now. Things are going to be equalized out, and MnM, their buy is looking lackluster, to say the least. Good bit of utility to try and work on the back of Stanley and Mole, but that's really it. The rifles are less than ideal. Bishop going to be going down, though, as Stan and Aaron kickstart things over towards mid. Rom misses the pivotal shots in towards his A side, completely allows the pressure from MnM to go the way of the T side. Bomb goes down. It's a 3-on-5 for the retake, and you can already see Reason, they've fallen back. The B players leaving Rom here isolated and alone to try and kill players as they exit the site, but that's going to be it. They have to try and save, which, you know, it was looking so good right there for Reason, but a few whiffs from Rom is all it takes, and that A site is going to fall and go the way of MnM Gaming.
You've got to land these shots, man. I mean, you can't overstate how crucial it is that when you're that AWPer, as they push the site, you've got to find at least one for yourself. Looks like he might go down in the end here. The knife's coming on through in the end. Rob somehow surviving, finds his way out of the smoke. Can't land the shot though. That would have been so good if he found a kill at the end of that round, but does end up getting taken out in the end.
See, I mean,
2 players do live though, so rifles come on through in the end. But you know, as I was saying before, that bit of a clown fiesta happened in the smoke. You know, when you're that AWPer, you've got to be able to find those entries.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Rom did miss a lot of critical shots. I would have said there at the end he could have just switched to the knife, and I mean, even then he would have just been scraping it against them like a butter knife, applying some butter to them. I probably missed that as well, just like the AWP shots. There's not going to be coming up trumps for him there. It's 4-5 as MnM, they retake the lead once again, not allowing Reason to have that title as the team that are first within any of these games. Stanley trying to cement that much more, does find one. Rattling with the return though, is able to put it back into a 4-on-4. Not going to be punished for it just yet either. He is now stuck though over towards short. Smoke going to be going down to try and cover that, but the nade out from Keo finds him, putting it into a 3 versus 4. Bishop goes aggressive through the smoke, does yield one frag out in a mole, and he's still very much a threat here. Jinko able to get one, but Bishop finds a second. He's looking for a third. He knows where Aaron is. He's going to be going for the deagle, but Aaron finds the head first. It's a 1 versus 2. It's Robin versus Jenko, and Aaron, he's got a lot of work to do, not a lot of time to do it in either. Doesn't have a kit to play around with, does find a first, but Aaron is going to lock things down. It's going to go 4-6 as MnM, they take the lead with a 2-round advantage now.
That play at the end from Robin Nasty just hurt me deep down right there. Like, he got such a beautiful headshot on towards Abs, and then peeked out. They knew he was at low wall. Surely he knew that at that point, but then peeked out while he was swapping weapons. It's like, you can't even fight back. Just give it a half second and you can win that fight. He was down to 16 HP anyway. Here we go. Mole starts this one off, gets one. Aaron chimes in as well, and well, that's the end of Reason Gaming in this round. This one is going to be going the way of MnM. Need to see something biblical come out from Reason to grab this round on the board. Rattlesnake gets shut down as well in the end. I thought he was maybe going to be able to find Stanley there, but Stanley's having none of it, and Cryptic's just going to be basically waiting for the round timer to clock on down.
Yeah, Jenko is going to miss that no-scopes. He's going to get taken down. Now they have an AWP on the back of Cryptic's, and now they don't. Yeah, Sally's going to be there to take him down, trades things out, I believe, from short, so a nice shot there from him in order to find that frag, get the AWP out of the hands of Cryptic's, who was just trying to run off with it like some sort of weapon smuggler, just taking his loot and running for the hills, but it's going to be completely shut down, and as a result, they can't carry the AWP up into round number 12. 4-7 currently. MnM, they retake the 3-round advantage they had in the early stages of this, and we can already see them a great return to form, not allowing the pressure from Reason to put a dent in the morale, in the momentum. Bishop has to try and hold things down. He's going to find one frag, hops on down, but Jenko's there to trade things out. It's a 3 versus 4 now, and the A site has already completely fallen and has gone the way of MnM Gaming once again.
3 versus 4 MnM. They put the bomb down, but there's a nice little reply from Rattlesnake. Finds one, looking for a second on Aaron, but doesn't manage to finish it off. Got the first dink, but couldn't get a second bullet to land. Now 2 players remaining, but the health bars are so low for MnM. This is still very doable for Rom and Cryptic's if they can just land their shots, if they can just find that first kill. Keo down to 91. Actually, it's going to be Rom with a nice little flick, but immediately capitalized on by Aaron and Keo. There we have it. MnM getting 8. They've doubled the scoreline of Reason right now, and they're looking fantastic in this first half of Mirage. And I think there's a crucial fact that I chose to kind of miss out here when I mentioned the scores that we've had on Mirage previously. It's been 16-13 and 16-14. Both of them going the way of MnM in the end. But the most important thing to realize about those scorelines was that it was all on the CT side. Almost all of the points for the winners were gained on the CT side for both halves, for both sides even. It was like a 11-4 or something CT side, and then just kind of finishing things off on the T side. So
right.
When you look at this scoreline, we're saying how this has been super close, but Reason, they're starting to fall behind. They're currently on that CT side. They're 4 rounds down right now. They've only got 3 rounds left of this half. And MnM, if they can run away with it on on the T half of this map, when they head over to that more defensive side, it actually starts to look really dicey for Reason.
Yeah, so what you're saying is it's almost like the score isn't entirely respective of the way this match is leaning.
Of the way it's gone previously.
Yeah. Based on how it's been, you know, on our previous kind of examples of this. So really what we're going to have to see is Reason, they have to try and dig deep, try and come back from this. I mean, they've still got 3 rounds to play around with. They could still potentially finish it off with a 7-8 half. That wouldn't be too bad. The issue is they're already faced with the, you know, with the decision: do they force buy up into this one? Do they eco? I imagine they're going to take the eco, as they should then be able to buy up potentially into the last 2 rounds. Just try and make something happen. You know, on the back of a few P250s here and there. But I mean, the issue is they haven't been able to do it with rifles. They're going to struggle enough as it is with a bit of a, you know, forcing down. And, you know, if it goes to that 4-9 scoreline, already you're seeing MnM in a very good position where if they take the pistol, they are so close to match point yet again.
Well, actually going to be tagging up a teammate there, Mole. Managed to find Keo, but Rattlesnake with a nice little deagle shot start things off correctly for his team. Mole is down to 35 as well, but that's not enough to stop Stanley taking out Cryptics here. And we'll see. 4 versus 4, it certainly should be going the way of MnM in this rifle. As we are just going to pop up the console stream for you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to not do that again. As it is 3 versus 3 here. Just
checking our inventory. Yeah. That was good. Sorry, no, just, yeah, that was nice. It's 3 on 3 right now, but quickly to become a 1 versus 3 as Jenko finds 2 frags, and it was all on Robin. Sadly, Mole going to be coming up. Trumps does take him down. 3 frags on the board for Jenko. Padding those stats that much more, he doesn't even need to do it. We get it, you're good, Jenko. There's no need to cement it that much more. Maybe hand a couple over to Keo, who's actually struggling a little bit into this one. Mole as well has been pretty quiet. And I mean, you know, this is quite worrying in all honesty. Keo isn't really showing up to the party right now. 6 frags, and he was someone who was a real driving force for MnM. If he's absent and they're still winning in this fashion, that is very bad for the side of Reason right now. Robin has to try and switch things up, does take down Aaron as Rattlesnake chimes in with 1. Cryptics in from stairs, takes down Mole as well. The trade finally coming through as Jenko finds Bishop elsewhere, puts it back into a 2-on-4, but that's going to be it. It is still a 1 for 3 trade in favor of Reason Gaming.
MnM, basically, at this stage, they have no right to win this round. If they somehow pull this one out of the bag, well, what can you even say about that? But Reason with 4 players remaining, they know the bomb's over towards this A side. They should have this just about in the bag. Jenko's low, but Keo has found one to open things up just a little bit. One of the CTs is over towards the B site, so in terms of A site, it's basically a 2 versus 2. Cryptics peeks there, but doesn't actually spot anyone out, and that smoke is going to be pretty detrimental for Cryptics' position. Flashes come out, utility to spare right now for Reason. 3 players here to try and hold this site, but MnM slowly but surely pushing their way onto the site, regardless of the man advantage in favor of Reason. There's the rotation. You can see it on the minimap. Rom going to be charging straight across the map. Rattlesnake here with the AWP. He's got to be able to land these shots, though. We saw Rom not really having a great time of it earlier on today, but Rattlesnake is having none of it. Looks for the second, can't quite find it. Onto Kiyoshima, who is on the site, but Rom finds the shot. And there we have it. Reason lock things down. Managed to grab themselves a 5th round. They can still end this 9-6. This is what I was saying on the last map, but fingers crossed it'll be true this time.
There is a definite chance for that to be the case. I mean, the buy-up right now from Reason, probably the most formidable we've seen them have. A double-up setup, Rattlesnake and Rom, 2 players that are very talented with the AWP in hand. Rom has missed a few crucial shots, but Keo showing actually that, you know, he's going to be the AWP to beat. Takes down Robin over towards that A site, who tries to go aggressive a little bit early on. The man advantage now going the way of MnM off the bat. And that's a very worrying prospect for the side of Reason. You can see Bishop tries to trade things out, but can't manage to make his way down in towards ramp on time. As a result, they have to bite the bullet here. They are going to have to try and play this with the man disadvantage. That smoke is going to allow some presence as well from the side of MnM as they push Keo up ramp, backed up by Jenko. The rest of MnM Gaming, however, just trying to exert some pressure over in towards this B site. And Rattlesnake, well, he's not having any of it.
No, Rattlesnake has certainly been on point so far on Mirage here. We'll have to back away just a little bit, though. But a nice smoke there is going to deny this push coming out from the terrorist side. The bomb is obviously in apps right now. But we'll see whether or not they decide to rotate. I won't be too surprised considering how strong of a hold there has been here for Reason. on this B side so far in this round. Still a little bit of utility to work with for Reason, but they are slowly but surely running out at this stage. So I don't know how long they'll be able to just hold this. And Keo shuts down Rattle in the end. Here we go, though. Entry on to the site has been gained right now. It's going to be down to Cryptics, but Aaron's having none of it. Shuts him on down. 5-2, the players remaining. Rom and Bishop here. We'll see whether they're actually going to be able to do anything here. It is the last round of the half, so they kind of have to go for it regardless, but it doesn't look fantastic. Mole will get shut out, though. There's a nice little headshot, but Aaron trades it straight on back, and it's all on the hands of Bishop. If he can find some glorious shots, maybe this can be the miracle round, but Aaron's having none of it. Hat-trick for him, and grabs himself and his team a 10th round on the board now. MnM starting to run away with things.
Yeah, Bishop there completing the transition from entry frag to entry frag as he makes his way through on the B site. It's going to go 5-10 as MnM, they take the 5-round advantage. A very competent first half from them on the T side. And well, like you said earlier, I mean, we see normally the side that's doing well for itself, the side that has, you know, normally contributed a lot of points, within the first half, has been on that CT side. And that's kind of been the key in order to take these Mirage victories. The fact that MnM have already been able to get 10 rounds, a 5-round advantage over Reason on the T side, and are now swapping over to what, you know, we would consider to be the more favored side. Do you see that being an issue right now for Reason?
It certainly could be. It's not looking particularly fantastic for them, but you know, the fact that MnM were able to win on that T side, you know, also goes against the trend. So maybe we'll see Reason doing better on this T side as well. Here we go, though. Jenko has spotted this one out. He heard the footsteps. Keo trying to body block the smoke, but will go up regardless here. USP certainly will have an advantage unless you get up close, and that's exactly what Reason are doing. It's 1-for-1 so far. Aaron over towards CT. He's going to be the one that has to really find these shots. It's going to be crucial for MnM, but Jenko finds one, as well as Aaron with a second Rattlesnake on the scene, but there's only 2 terrorists remaining. And look at them pushing all out from CT spawn. It's going to be so difficult to fight against the wave of CTs that are there. Bishop finds himself alone. He doesn't even have the bomb right now. He's got a... I don't even know what he could pull out of the bag here to make that one happen. Keo finds one straight through the eyes of Bishop. And it's a pistol and an 11th round for MnM.
Yeah, and without a bomb plant on the cards, some Reason, it does mean they're going to have to... I mean, it's not going to be a good situation. They have to try and force fire for this one, make something happen. If not, this could very easily go to a 5-13 scoreline. MnM, they're only 2 rounds away from match point, and Reason would find themselves with their backs against the wall. They are no strangers, though, to that position, so when it makes too much of a difference, you have to wonder. We're going to be seeing, though, the force buy on the cards. Lots of aggression early on in towards this B site. Stanley does spot it out, though, with the UMP in hand. He's going to be trying to land a frag early on onto Bishop. He's going to be hopping up on top of the truck, does good damage. Cryptics gets tagged down low in the process, goes for the jump shot and actually finds it. Takes down Bishop, and now the man advantage going the way of MnM off the bat very early on. But we're going to be seeing Reason making their way up mid. It's completely uncontested right now, gets handed over almost for free. They do only lose 1 player in towards that B site so far, so they do get mid control, but they are going to be a man down.
Aaron going to be pushing up here with the FAMAS. Maybe looking to try and regain some of that mid-control, but Rattlesnake waiting in the wings here. Keo tags him heavily, though, and Jenko will be there to finish off the kill. Some nice team play coming out from MnM. And let's just bear in mind, this is a mixed team. Keo's only just started playing with them as well, but it's not going to matter right now. Rom finds 1 headshot, but it's too little too late. He's the last man remaining, and will get finished off by Jenko. Grabs himself a hat-trick in the round. 3 kills, 2 for Stanley, and a 12th round on the board. Stanley going to be sticking with that FAMAS. I mean, they don't even have to go for a rebuy here. Stanley will be able to get himself a rifle, but other than that, basically everyone's happy here. Aaron obviously had to grab another M4. But all in all, you know, it's just not looking fantastic for Reason. They have to eco yet again, but Keo's here with a UMP, happy to capitalise, finds 1 kill for himself, but will get outnumbered in the end. But there's Mole and Aaron. Aaron with 2. Suddenly Rattlesnake's the last man. In fact, no, he's not anymore, because he's got 1 through the head. Aaron gets 3 kills for himself in that anti-eco, and I've got to say, that's the quickest round of the tournament so far, I think.
Yeah, and something tells me we're going to be seeing a few more quick rounds like that as we progress on through. So, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of time left to beat that record. Of course, it is a best of 7. So, we're going to be seeing go 5-13 MnM. They are currently 8 rounds ahead and continuing to look strong as we head on into this. Finally, a buy up on the cards for the side of Reason Gaming. Rifles across the board to allow for the extra momentum. We can see early mid-aggression coming out as well as some tension over and towards the B-abs potentially. No damage being done just yet. Mid is going to go the way of Reason Gaming, and Bishop, a little bit curious as to what this A site has in store, does venture on out, and he's actually been able to walk straight past Mole through that smoke.
Aaron once again starts things up. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. Aaron has really been a standout player for MnM on this map, and what we're saying, you know, he's one of the people that subbed in. And he's definitely proven that that was a worthwhile trade right now. Rom will be able to answer, though, onto Stanley. It's 3 versus 4. MnM once again with the advantage. They are always the ones on in the driver's seat. They're always the ones with their foot down on that accelerator pedal. And Reason on this T side really struggling to find anything, but Aaron will be looking the wrong way. Gets caught with his pants down, and Bishop is more than happy to capitalize.
Yeah, Bishop still wanting a little bit more bang for his buck. Only able to get one, though, as Keo, well, he's not ready to die the way of his teammate. Does find that frag with the AWP. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 now. Man advantage going the way of MnM, and once again, they find themselves in such a favorable position. Mole in from Abs with the MP7, still takes down Cryptics. It's $600, and it's also embarrassing. Jenko going to be finishing things off with the M4. 1 round away now from match point. As well, it has been an incredible half once again from MnM. They haven't even foregone a single round yet on the CT side, and it is exactly what you talked about earlier. This is kind of where the champions are forged on this CT side. And I mean, well, currently, Reason, they didn't do a very good job. They're struggling now on the T side to try and make this comeback. Yeah,
and you've got to think, like, what does this spell for the rest of the series? If this was one of the maps that was unbelievably close during the group stages, where is the opportunity for a comeback? Jenko with the AWP. I realize it's against an anti-eco, but still pretty sick shots coming out from this player. Stanley here will be able to finish off. Rom just jumps down and pops a one-shot through onto Rom's head. Match point now for MnM. It's all but over here on Mirage. 2 AWPs going to be in play for them as well. But it is at least a full buy here for Reason. Maybe they can hold on to this map for just a little bit longer, but you know, I feel like even if they do win this round, they're pretty much just delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? They're clutching at straws as it is, and with Jenko landing shots like that, going to find the first, looking for number 2. Rousek, though, and Bishop actually quick to trade things out back in the favor of Reason here. Saying that, Keo, you can't discount him with that AWP in hand. Going to be able to pick up that frag on a Rousek as the return does come through. Bishop, meanwhile, trying to exert some pressure in towards this A site. The rest of his team making their way through lower tunnels. Aren't going to be able to help him out just yet. They're both over in towards mid. Stanley in a great position to try and deal with this push as they make their way through connector, but it's actually going to be Aaron through the smoke. He doesn't need vision, he just needs aim. He's going to be able to get it. Robin has to be able to get 1 back in return, but that is going to be it. 10 HP left on the lone player for Reason Gaming. It is not looking good. It was tricky enough as it is. Now he's only got 10 HP. All he's got to do is look at one of these players for MnM badly, and well, he would die, and sadly, that is going to be the case. He goes down, it's going to go 5-16. As well, MnM, they pick up another one. And